I'm Phil Gale. Welcome to the programme. At least 20 people have been killed and more than 200 injured in an explosion at a fuel facility in Nagorno-Karabakh. The cause of the blast hasn't been established. People were reportedly lining up to get petrol for their cars to leave the enclave. There is a growing surge of refugees fleeing the region, with traffic jamming the mountain roads out. Armenia says more than 13,000 people, that's around a tenth of the region's population, have fled since Azerbaijan resumed control a week ago.
Smoke rising over Stepanakert after a blast tore through a fuel facility. People were queuing to fill up vehicles to flee the breakaway region where a blockade has made fuel scarce. Separatist Armenian authorities say dozens of people were killed while hundreds of others were injured. That's as thousands of ethnic Armenians have piled into their cars, leaving behind their homes and livelihoods with little hope of return. They fear for their lives after Nagorno-Karabakh was brought firmly back under Azerbaijan's control. For them, moving to Armenia feels like the only safe option.
We brought only this. We left everything else behind. Everything. A three-story house with pigs, chickens, just everything.
We lost our home, the place where we lived, our Nagorno-Karabakh. We belong to Armenia. This is also our home. But why do they humiliate us like this? Why doesn't the world intervene?
Azerbaijan retook control of Nagorno-Karabakh in a swift assault last week. It's a majority ethnic Armenian enclave within the internationally recognized borders of Azerbaijan. In 1994, it came under the control of ethnic Armenian forces backed by the Armenian military. Azerbaijan launched a war in 2020 and recovered most of the territory lost in the earlier conflict. And finally, last week, Azerbaijan consolidated its control on the region. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan of Armenia fears for the lives of Armenians under Azerbaijan's control.
Now the ethnic cleansing of Armenians of Nagorno-Karabakh is underway, so that's happening just now. And that is a very unfortunate fact because we were trying to urge international community on that.
But Azerbaijan's leader is promising the safety of Armenians.
It is clear that people living in the Karabakh region are citizens of Azerbaijan, regardless of their ethnicity, so their safety, security and rights would be ensured by the state of Azerbaijan.
Around 120,000 ethnic Armenians reside in the region, and even though the Azerbaijani government has vowed to protect the rights of ethnic Armenians, many seem unconvinced by that promise.
We're crossing to Kornidzor now. That's a town near Armenia's border with Azerbaijan, and there we'll be speaking to the journalist Neil Hauer. It's good to have you on the programme, Neil. What more can you tell us about that explosion at the fuel depot in Nagorno-Karabakh?
Well, it occurred last night at one of the few stations where people were lining up to get fuel for their cars. As I know, there was 5 stations where fuel was provided by, I think, by the Russian peacekeepers for people to get fuel to leave to Armenia. And then this explosion took place, and, you know, it's been catastrophic. They say 20 dead, to over 290 injured, confirmed. And the scenes of the hospital in Stepanakert that I've seen are just, you know, horrific. They have no medicine, you know, very little capacity to care for these people. And so many of the people in critically wounded condition, you know, are not expected to survive.
Neil, many of the people that are fleeing Nagorno-Karabakh, they've arrived to the town where you currently are. What is the situation like there?
I mean, this is essentially a passing through point, you know, and a first point of distribution of aid for people coming through here. And, you know, you see people coming through here with as much as they can strap to the top of their cars, you know, from taking from their homes. Basically everything they could carry is all that they could bring with them. And, you know, the cars just keep coming. It's just this endless line. And you can see it continuing down the border there, down the Latching corridor. You know, it's just this endless, this traffic jam, this blocked road full of cars, people coming.
And I know you've been speaking to people there. What are they telling you?
I mean, they're saying that this was their only chance to possibly escape with their lives, you know. Azerbaijan has blockaded them for 9 months. They've had very little food, water, very little food, fuel, electricity, medicine. And then last week, of course, they came under attack. Azerbaijan launched a unilateral military operation and killed or injured over 1,000 people. So people felt like they better get out now while they have the chance before Azerbaijan does something else.
Neil, you were telling me about the long lines of cars that you can see there in that only road that connects Nagorno-Karabakh to Armenia. Is there an estimation on how many are still there?
I mean, I think there's, you know, the vast majority of people from Nagorno-Karabakh, as far as I can tell, you know, nearly everyone is trying to leave right now. And that's 120,000 people in total. And so, you know, 13,000 have arrived already. That's still a fraction, you know, barely 10% of what's expected to come. And everyone in Karabakh who has the means to leave is currently doing so. So it's going to be blocked for a long time.
All right, that's the journalist Neil Hauer. He is near the Armenia-Azerbaijan border. Thanks for your reporting, Neil. Appreciate it.
Let's pick this up with Hugh Williamson, who's Human Rights Watch's Director for Europe and Central Asia. Welcome to DW. What do you think is likely to happen to the hundreds who were injured in this blast in a region that's been starved of supplies, including hospital supplies, because of this blockade of the Lachin corridor?
Indeed, we're obviously very concerned about the deaths and injuries caused by this blast, and indeed, it's an immediate test for the Azerbaijan authorities, isn't it? As you say, they've been blocking supplies into Nagorno-Karabakh for over 9 months now. There's already reports that medical supplies have run out following this blast on Monday evening. How quickly will they be able to deliver such medical supplies now and treat the local Armenian ethnic population? We just heard the president of Azerbaijan saying in your clip that they will take care of citizens. How will they do so? We hope they will do so very swiftly.
The Armenian Prime Minister has described this flight of ethnic Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh as the ethnic cleansing. Is that overstating it?
It's not a phrase we're using at the moment. We're obviously very concerned about the pressure, the possible pressure ethnic Armenians are under to leave the territory. We understand at the moment they're leaving voluntarily. However, we have to understand the conditions from which they are fleeing. You know, there has been a blockade, as I said, for 9 months. Azerbaijan is an extremely authoritarian country, and there's legitimate fears among the Armenian population in Nagorno-Karabakh that they will not be well treated and protected, and their rights will be protected if they do stay. So we are waiting and keen on Azerbaijan not only giving assurances that their rights will be protected and they will be safe and there will be humanitarian help in Nagorno-Karabakh, but they will actually do it and deliver on it and turn away from the authoritarian approach they've taken in Azerbaijan and towards Nagorno-Karabakh in recent years.
So can Armenia cope with a sudden influx of thousands from Nagorno-Karabakh?
They've said they can do so far. I mean, 13,000 in a couple of days is a lot of people. Obviously, we hope that the United Nations and other humanitarian organizations will also be there on hand to help at the border areas. But as I said, a main part of our focus is actually on what's happening in Nagorno-Karabakh as well at the moment, because Azerbaijan needs to deliver on its promises of security, humanitarian help and protection of human rights.
We heard one of a lady in our clip saying that, well, the outside world should do something. The outside world has a very poor track record when it comes to intervening in regional conflicts, but it does seem weird that we should just stand by and watch.
Indeed, as I said, they should be supporting Armenia in terms of looking after the refugees are coming. But there's one very specific, important thing the international community can do now, and they can persuade Azerbaijan to allow an international human rights monitoring mission to be established in Nagorno-Karabakh to monitor what is happening there, that the local ethnic Armenian population is protected. We think that it's an important role for the international community now. They should be not taking Azerbaijan's word for it that they will do so. They should be offering to set up such a mission and persuading Azerbaijan to allow it to happen. On that basis, there will be clarity and transparency what's happening there, and that's an important role for the international community to play at this time.
Thank you for that. Hugh Williamson from Human Rights Watch.
Thanks for having me.